Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Edward Walker Jr. and if you're new here, this channel is all about leveling up your photography business. In the last video that I created for or about the Sony a7II, there was a lot of questions about can this camera hold up on the field, professional use, and I just wanted to talk about some of the things that I've experienced with it, some of the concerns that I've seen, and my solutions to them, because there are solutions and this is an awesome tool you should definitely add to your toolkit in 2022. So let's dive right into it and unpack. And we're gonna jump right into the first problem, which is short battery life for the a7II. And also, I'm gonna throw in another problem because the solution covers them both, which is when you're holding the camera, your pinky kind of falls off and there's no space on the camera for it. And the solution to those two problems are a battery grip. And it also helps that the Sony a7II batteries are extremely cheap and small, so they're affordable and they're easy to carry around in your bag or even your pocket, front or back. But either way, this battery grip holds two batteries and it has a spot for your hand on it as well, making it for just an easier and more comfortable use. And if you have smaller hands, you don't have to worry about that. But the battery grip also does solve the two batteries. So even if your hand is small, I'd still recommend having a battery grip available or that you could use if you're an event or wedding photographer and you're on longer shoots. I would highly recommend having a battery grip. Jumping into problem number 2 about the Sony a7II is the focusing speed. And yes, it is not the fastest autofocusing camera out there, but I'm definitely here to let you guys know that it's not the slowest, and it can hold its own on so many different types of photography adventures or just shooting in general. It is not as slow as everyone is making it out to seem. Yes, there's so many extremely fast cameras out there, but this is no slouch. I've had no problems with using this on engagement sessions, wedding sessions, senior sessions, all of the above. I have not had a problem with the autofocusing system. Yes, it could be snappier, it could be faster, but it is not lacking in that way to me. And I highly recommend, if that's one of the situations or issues that are holding you back from getting this camera, don't let it be. Don't let that hold you guys back from grabbing this camera. And I just want to encourage you guys to really take time to get the shot that you want or need for what you're doing, and not just holding down that shutter button and just spraying and praying. So that's very important. And another thing is the eye autofocus. It does have eye autofocus. It's not in continuous mode, so you're gonna have to continue to press down that shutter button just to make sure that that green box is on that eye for that eye autofocus. But it is not in continuous mode, but that definitely is not a problem, and it's not a problem for me. I'm able to get lots of movement shots with this camera. So again, don't let that hold you back from buying this camera, because it works. And the people who are talking about that are using the latest and greatest cameras, and of course, this is not gonna hold up to that. But this is a professional camera, and you can use this camera for professional work. Problem number 3, which is it only has one card slot. And this may turn some people off with the Sony a7II, but I wouldn't let that convince you of not buying this beast of a tool. So the reason why is because I shoot weddings, and when I'm shooting weddings, I always have 2 cameras on me at once. So I'm always dual shooting. I'm always using 2 cameras. If you're shooting with 2 cameras, this is awesome. Or another solution to the one card slot is to buy smaller SD cards. That way when you're on a wedding or on an event, you can just swap out the SD cards. That way you still have moments of the day in case a card fails. And honestly, I've never had a card fail on me, but that's not to say that it can't happen. So to protect yourself, I would definitely buy smaller SD cards, change them out frequently if you're only shooting with one body. If you're shooting with two, you're protected because you're dual shooting with one camera on one side, another camera on the other. And those are great solutions for this camera that only has one SD card. And I would definitely use that solution with any camera that you're looking into that only has one SD card. And if you happen to be an event or wedding photographer, another way that you can kind of get away with the one SD card is to hire a second shooter. And this way you have a backup camera without having a backup camera if you only have one of these. And those have worked out great for me and has not stopped me from using the Sony a7II in a professional setting. The fourth problem that I see a lot of people talking about is this camera just being too old. Just because new cameras come out doesn't make older cameras less capable. And again, the newer cameras are amazing. It's always fun to have the new bells and whistles in your camera. It's always fun to have all the new things, but this camera really isn't that outdated and it still holds its own. So don't let that be a reason for you not adding the Sony a7II to your toolkit. And the last problem that we're going to unpack about the Sony a7II is that the menu system is just too large and it's very intimidating. I want to encourage you guys to use that to your advantage. It's so large that you can have 10 Sony a7 Mark IIs lined up and you can customize all 10 of those cameras differently. And that's a great thing to have, to be able to have your camera customizable to your liking, to the way that you create art. So I would definitely say to lean into that big menu. Learn it, customize your camera to the way that you like to shoot, and that definitely solves that problem for the Sony a7 Mark II. And I'm here to tell you guys that you can go a lot further with knowing your camera inside and out than buying a new camera and only using 10% of what the camera can do for you. And that's the case with most photographers, to be honest. They overkill. Buy a camera and learn it. Learn it inside and out and push this camera to its limits. And I hope you guys were able to grab some value from this video. And if you've used the Sony a7 Mark II, let's talk about it in the comment section below. What are some things that you like about the Sony a7 Mark II? I would love to hear that, and let's help each other out. Again, this is a community, and let's be respectful in the comments, and let's fill those comments up. Give this video a like, and if you want to see more content from this channel, hit that hit that subscribe button and that bell button to get all of the notifications when videos drop, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode.